Hello everyone and welcome to lesson 9. I hope that your essays are coming along well and that you're feeling good about everything. I know you've done a lot of great work on your thesis and your sources so far, and this week we get to talk a little bit more about how to properly format your paper. And I do have some helpful hints and some tips that will help you see how that should look in the end and how to get there. So let's go ahead and dive right in by recapping a little bit of what you've learned in your writing lesson. So you already know that font, spacing, margins, heading, title, and paragraphs are all important. These are all of the elements that you're going to need to have in any academic paper that you write, whether that's MLA, APA, or Chicago, because every single academic format is going to use these kinds of things. And then there will be little differences between them, subtle differences in how you provide in-text citations or page numbering. There will be some differences, but this is going to be universal to all of them. So this is something you definitely want to get down as soon as possible to help you as you move forward. So to help with this, I want to show you just kind of how to do that and what it should look like in the end. So this is the sample paper that I shared a few weeks ago, and this is what it should look like. This has all of what we need on it, it's formatted properly, all of those elements that we just talked about are here. Now, I want to show you what it looked like or what it could look like before all of this formatting is done. So this might be a little bit more like what you've been doing with your papers, and that's okay. We're going to go over how to fix that right now. So first off, let's start with this title. We want to go ahead and center that. And we can do that right here. And I am just using the Microsoft download that you are able to have through Pathway. So this should look pretty familiar to you. If not, if you're working in Google Docs or if you have a different version of Word, that's okay. It should be pretty similar. And then next, we're going to go ahead and remove that title. It's going to be pretty obvious that this is your title. We're also going to want to come right up here and we're going to go back to our left indent and give our heading. So here you want to have your name, your instructor's name, the course name, and the date. And it should appear in that order. And that's pretty much all of the identification information that you need here. Now the next thing we're going to do is looking at this, the font seems a little bit off. That doesn't look like Times New Roman, so we're going to go ahead and highlight everything. You can do that with a Command A for Mac or Control A for PC, and come right up here, and we're going to change this to Times New Roman. There we go. That looks better. And it looks like this is at 14-point font, so we want to go ahead and change that to 12. And then we should be in good shape there. But I'm noticing that there are spaces between our paragraphs, and this is something that Microsoft likes to just default to. And we can change that by coming right up here. Let's go to More Paragraph Options and just open this window. We want no before or after spacing right here. So we're going to go ahead and take that down to a 0. And that gets rid of your extra spacing. Similarly, we want to make sure that we're indenting every single paragraph. There we go. And then last, everything looks a little bit crammed right here. So while we're talking about the body of the paper, we want to go ahead and highlight everything again. Come back to your paragraph options, line spacing, and we want to double space. This is just how pretty much all academic writing is going to appear. It leaves room for instructors and peer review to leave notes in the margins, and it just makes your message more accessible, which is what we're always aiming for. Now, this is looking pretty good, but there's one more thing we have to check to make sure everything is perfect. So let's go ahead and go to Layout and then Margins, and we want 1 inch all the way around. And this was the default in this case, so we're good. We don't have to change anything else here, but that's always something that's good to check. Now, this should be looking just like what we wanted it to. And that is how you're going to be able to best format your papers in a quick, easy way, and hopefully seeing it like this shows you that it's not daunting, it's very easy to do. Now, briefly, I want to share with you a quick spiritual thought. So, though the formatting requirements may change over time, the need to make your writing as accessible as possible to your audience will never change, much like the gospel. Just as when we're communicating, we want to connect with another person and we want them to understand and we want to be able to understand them, There's someone who understands you and who loves you, and that will never ever change. And I love this quote from President Monson. He says, "Our Heavenly Father loves you, each of you. That love never changes. It is simply always there." So I hope you can remember that as you might get a little bit frustrated with your formatting. Remember that, yes, it's a constant and perhaps it's not your favorite constant, but think about this constant as well, that you are loved by a Heavenly Father and that you're cared about and known on a personal level. So I hope that you're having a great week and that this has been helpful to you, and I wish you the best of luck moving forward. Thanks for watching.